Hey there guys, this is John here of course, and you are watching Intense Anglers. Yeah, that's me, tip of the week. And we're going to be doing something a little bit different in this week's episode. We're going to be tackling a small project. What that is a hammock chair made out of paracord. Yeah, you heard that right. Sounds a little crazy, but like I said, we're going to be doing a paracord hammock camp chair. A really cool little project, and I think you guys are going to get a kick out of it. So let's get started. Now, the first thing you're going to need for this little project is some paracord, of course. Now, you can go ahead and go with some standard good old 550 paracord like I got here. I'm not going to be using that today, however. What I'm going to go with is this polycord, which you guys may be familiar with this. This is just something you can find off the rack at Walmart. Now, it's not nearly as strong as paracord, of course, but it doesn't need to be for this application. If you guys hammock or anything like that, you know that a lot of the hammocks are made out of a really lightweight material, and that in and of itself is not very strong. But when you distribute the weight throughout the entire hammock, the entire project, it inherently has more strength, and the same principle holds true for the paracord. So this is what we're going to be using, and we're going to go ahead and get started here. Now, what you're going to need is a couple of trees, probably, depending on the length you're going to make this, about 5-6 feet apart. And next you're going to need two lines, a top line and a bottom line that are, I've chosen a 5-foot length to work with here on these for the top and bottom, okay? Now the finished product here is going to be about, it's going to be about 5 feet, like I said, a little bit shorter by approximately 40 inches in width. So that should be just perfect for our little chair here. So like I said, start with these 5-foot pieces, get them approximately 4 foot apart, tie them off to the tree nice and secure. And next you're going to go ahead and cut 9 lengths of 8-foot cordage here. And we're going to go ahead and just get started with one of these and tie the first knot onto our top string here. Now this is really simple. And basically all you do is just fold it over, get these lengths the same length. You'll have a little loop at the top here, and starting about 4 or 5 inches in from the end of your line, you're going to wrap this back behind, bring the loop up behind the line, and simply bring these other 2 tag ends through the line and cinch it down. Now what that's going to do, that's actually a kind of a simplified prusik knot. What it's actually called is a girth hitch. Just a really simple knot, like I said, and it's going to be nice and secure. It's going to allow you to adjust as you need it to. Now that we have our first line attached, we're simply going to go ahead and attach the 8 remaining lines to this, one at a time here, using the same exact method. Really simple procedure here, guys. Like I said, do the same thing, run that behind the line, grab your excess and pull it through. Cinch that down a little bit. Now I do want these spaced approximately 6 inches from each other, and so what I have is a little stick that is 6 inches long, and so that's just going to help me as kind of a little template, I suppose, to keep that at the length I want it. So we're going to go ahead and run out these extra lines. Okay, now as you can see, I've got all 9 of these lines spaced out at 6 inches apart, so that's going to give us a length end to end of 48 inches here. So this is where we proceed to the next step of the actual making of the net. Now what you're going to do is you have these 2 dropper lines, so you're going to take the inside line and take the closest end from this one and running measurements are, this is not an exact science, guys, so just about like so that you can see here, and what you're simply going to do is just make an overhand knot. Just grab the 2 pieces of line, pull those back through each other, go ahead and cinch that down like so. Really simple. And then next you're going to proceed to the other 2 lines, do the same thing, get approximately that same height there, and once again, simple overhand knot. Pull that through. You do, we'll have to need to adjust these just a little bit if you want, if you're a perfectionist like I am and you want everything to be nice and even here. So we've got that, and we'll just go ahead and proceed to tying this first row together. And there is a variation on the next row, so I'll show you guys that as soon as I get this row tied. Okay, so as you can see, we've got our first row tied up here. Really simple, as you've seen. What we're going to do now is proceed to tying this second row together, and this is where we're going to use the outside strand that we have here. We're going to do the exact same thing that we did on the first row, just utilizing the second outside, or this first outside string rather, and just going down about the same distance. Same thing here, guys. Just a simple overhand knot. Go ahead and just tie that together. Run both lines through it and cinch that down at about the height that you want it. And that is it. And from there, it's just as simple as repeating the process like we did on the first line. Now that we've got the net tied down all the way to the last row here, we're running out of string and we're reaching the bottom of our cord. This is where we attach it to the bottom line. Now, the way to do this is simply this line should be approximately 1 inch or so below the last knot that you have, and all you'll do is take your tag ends, run it in front of the line, and run those back around each other on either side. And what we're going to be doing is simply tying a square knot now to secure this right below this knot. So tie that up and finish off your other portion of the knot. Go ahead and cinch that down, and you're good to go. It should be nice and secure for you. And you'll just want to slide that out to where you need it, where it's approximately the same as the top one, so everything's nice and squared up. And just proceed to do that with the rest of your lines. Just run them about, like I said, 1 inch above. Wrap those lines around the top and tie a square knot up in it. And you will be nice and secure to that bottom line there. Just go ahead, like I said, cinch that down, pull up a little, make sure everything's nice, keep everything nice and spread out, and just wrap up the row like that. Now that we've got the line attached to the bottom string, it's just a simple matter of cleaning it up a little bit. All I'm doing is trimming off any excess there, and then just simply taking a lighter and melting the ends a little bit just to make sure that those don't come out. You can kind of press those against there. Make sure everything doesn't fray up on you this way as well, so everything's just nice and secure this way. And we'll go ahead and just proceed to do that along the length of the net here. Okay, so we've got everything nice and secured now, which leads to the very last step, and that is to go ahead and we'll just cut a rope on each corner. We're just going to need to secure these to the hammock so that it doesn't slip back off it. And it's as simple as just tying that over through the bottom line there and just kind of cinching that down. Nothing really special, a couple granny knots, overhand knot, whatever will work, will work. Well, there you go, guys, the finished product, our paracord net here that we're going to transform into a hammock chair. Now all that's left is, of course, the rigging on this, and we're going to keep it really simple here. I'm just going to use carabiners to kind of clip this together, and what we're going to do is just run this through each loop on the bottom of the, on each end rather, of the bottom of the little net here, just to kind of, it'll kind of gather the ends together for us. We're going to flip that around, do the same thing on the other end. Now I know you hammock guys out there probably got about 10 different ways to rig this up. This of course is not a real hammock by any means, just kind of a in the field little makeshift project that we're doing here. So like I said, we're just going to use the good old carabiners to kind of clip this together. And we've got our makeshift hammock now, something that's ready to suspend. Now, keeping with the paracord, that's what we're going to use for the suspension. So I'm going to dig into, I actually have my real hammock here in the pack with me today, but we're just going to steal a couple of lines that I have in here that are actually made out of paracord as well. So that is going to be our suspension. Now, I'm sure you guys are familiar with this method here. It's just paracord doubled over on itself, long length of it with some knots in it. Just really simple, basic kind of suspension system. And so what we'll do is just wrap that around the tree, pull the other end through it, make sure that that's cinched down, and go ahead and attach our carabiner to the appropriate knot. We'll probably have to adjust this here as we go. So anyway, let me get the other end hooked up here, and we'll see if she works. Oh, my arms just aren't about long enough to reach that there. So looks like we may need a little bit of adjustment here, but I think this is going to work for us here. So as you can see, we're all rigged up here. Really basic little design, nothing really complicated. And so now the big test comes, does it actually hold us? Well, let's find that out now, huh? There we go. Nice, she's working. Well, there you go, guys, the finished product. She seems to be holding us up pretty well, and if I do say so myself, it's a darn sight better than sitting on the ground, so it's not too shabby as far as comfort goes. But anyway, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the little project here. Like I said, this net is versatile. It's a basic design, so it's not, if you don't want to make a hammock chair or something like that. It does have a lot of other uses, such as a gill net. You could use it as a makeshift pack. It's all stuff you can make out of a paracord bracelet if you had to. Like I said, a cargo net. You could even use something like this as a gear loft, to keep your pack off the ground in camp. Lots of different uses. Keep some food up above the ground, whatever you decide to do with it. But really, using this polycord cut down the weight considerably. I mean, the thing's coming in, just the hammock itself, it comes in at about 3 ounces, so really unbeatable there, and it obviously compacts into a nice size little ball there, and enough, just a easy little camp chair. Yeah, it's worth the extra couple of ounces and the little extra space in the pack. So anyway, guys, that's about all I got for this week. I'm gonna chill out here for a little bit and take a break from my hard labors of the day, and that's about it. So until next time, I just want to say thanks a lot for watching. Continue to appreciate all the support, guys. Take the very best care, and we'll be seeing you real soon.